back of hand, slow bounces, cutters, and then with the new ball, he has the ability to move it on both sides.
Hey! We have two slips in position. Here is Sohail. Khurram Manzoor and Kamran Akmal. I think they should provide a very solid foundation to the Punjab side, and then for Sami Aslam and Saad Ali and Iftikhar Ahmad and Hussain Talat and Ramiz Aziz to cash in on that.
And both openers are by nature very aggressive, And this is Kamran Akmal, 336 matches, 9,100 runs, 200 is the best. So what a figures these are. Excellent figures for Kamran Akmal. Once again going on to the back foot and played it in the gap between cover and mid-off and gets a single off the mark Punjab and Khurram Manzoor as well. 1 for none.
Selection, please.
Bisecting the two fielders, and the weather report, it's about 31 or 32 degrees centigrade, which is hot, I can assure you that. It is a bright sunshine at the moment. Played away towards deep third man. Will settle for a single. Few whiffs of high clouds, white in color. Sorry, no rains, I can assure you that. The light is good, it's very bright. It's breeze is
back of
almost
hand,
non-existent.
slow bounces, cutters, and then with the
new
new ball,
crowd is high clouds at the moment. It white in color. Remember time for Juma prayers,
no
and then
rains.
of course you have lunch time, and the
and
light is
after
good. It's very
when the
bright. Weather becomes a bit more salubrious. Breeze is
back of
almost
hand, slow
non-existent.
bounces, cutters, and then
Hot off
with the new ball,
crowd is high clouds. At the good delivery. White in color. Remember time for Juma made. Khurram Manzoor almost snicked that one to Adnan Akbar.
on the back foot, tried to punch it square of the wicket, misses. Khurram Manzoor likes to carry on with his aggressive nature and missed that opportunity which was outside the off stump. Short cuts, but no power behind it. Didn't time it properly. Went straight to the fielder. Khurram Manzoor has been scoring lot of runs in first class cricket, one day cricket or T20, and same is Kamran Akmal, who has been in tremendous form. And this is Kamran Akmal, captain Punjab, and has all the ability. If he stays there for 10 to 15 hours, he would be entertaining this very small crowd.
Sohail Khan, like some other fast bowlers, and particularly like some tennis players, usually the females, he lets out a grunt when he delivers that ball. It's usually during serving that the tennis players let out a loud grunt. Mughal Steel Pakistan Cup 2019. This is the fourth match. Fourth match on the 5th of April. It's now, that was the end of the over from Sohail Khan, and it's now going to be Musa Khan. Watch this lad. Very high potential. He's quick and he has a lot of swing, and that is important because, you can have speed but not have swing. This young man has both.
A find of PSL. Musa Khan, all attention on him. Shot, rising. Adnan Akmal went.
Not out.
And that ball, the slip area and the bowler and wicketkeeper Adnan, they all were very much interested. That ball pitched outside the off stump, and from the look of the umpire and from Kamran, there isn't any edge at all. A good decision by Ahmed Shahab.
Good delivery. Very quick on the stump. I'm sure
And
about
that
that
ball,
first
The
appeal.
slip area and the bowler
Bhai
and
Sahab
wicketkeeper
Kamran
Adnan,
will speak
they
to
all
young
were
Adnan.
very much
Say,
interested.
"Oh, you're trying to have
That
a
ball pitched outside the off stump, and from the look of the umpire and from Kamran, there
Kamran
isn't any edge
Akmal
at
also
all.
wicket keeper.
A good
In
decision
fact,
by
Adnan
Ahmed Shah.
wicket keeper. Good delivery, moved in. In fact, all three brothers, Umar Akmal is good delivery, wicket keeper, and of course a
Very
brilliant
quick.
fielder, particularly in
stump.
the. I'm sure about that first
Abid Ali.
appeal. Bhai Sahab Kamran, much is expected of him and from him. There it is. Swing and good delivery, and that's a very good delivery. Skidded in a bit. Kamran, I think, having a good look at him.
Musa Khan has got a good run up, good wrist, strong wrist, has the ability to hit the deck and get the movement away against the right-hander. He's not a mug with the ball, has the ability to bowl really quick deliveries. And Kamran has to be little careful. Short, rising onto the back foot, Kamran played it towards point. One thing which I like about Musa, that he's a very straightforward action. Everything is in order, but once he delivers that ball, it really goes quite quick from his hand. And Kamran Akmal, who is always bats with aggressive nature, hasn't found the ball of his liking to cut or pull, and that is a good ploy from Musa Khan.
Musa becoming slightly more ambitious than he should. He dug that short outside the off stump, and Kamran was on it like a flash. Perfect footwork, and then steered that one. Really didn't cut it, he steered it, half drive, half cut. And the young colt has been taught a bit of a lesson. 6 for no loss after 2 overs, and it's going to be Sohail Khan to continue.
What Sohail Khan is doing, he's using the crease, bowling crease very well, bowling from the edge of the crease, in order to bring that ball into the right-hand batsman. And when he goes very close to the off stump or his bowling crease, he has this ability to move it away. So he's just keeping the batsman guessing whether he's bowling from the edge of the crease or from the middle. So good game plan from, intelligent bowling from Sohail Khan. Once again, that ball was pegged beautifully. Straying in line, Sohail Khan bowling from the edge, half volley, and Khurram Manzoor is such a batsman. Once he times that shot to perfection, there is always a boundary. Full pitch ball onto the middle and leg, using the wrist and placement was excellent. That was a fine shot, fine beginning for Khurram Manzoor. Suhail Khan must be disappointed with this delivery because he is given an opportunity for the batsman to freeze his arm. This time he bowled within the stumps, didn't give any room, any width to the right-hander Khurram Manzoor. Played it towards mid-wicket for no run. 10 for none, 2.3 overs.
Pakistan have always been well served in the pace bowling department, right from the early days, from the days of Khan Muhammad, Mahmood Hussain, Fazal Mahmood, of course, and then there was Muhammad Farooq later on coming in, and Farooq Hamid. He was probably the quickest bowler in those days. Into mid-off. And then, of course, later on, I may be leaving out a few because memory does tend to fade now and then. Asif Masood, Salim Altaf, Aqib Javed comes in later with Imran, Wasim Akram and Waqar Yunus. What a tremendous quartet that was. And don't forget Mohammad Zahid, who came in for a brief period. He was lightning quick. I saw him here on debut. I think he took 7 wickets. It was against the West Indies, and Lara said he hasn't faced a quicker bowler. Short, and this one is in the air, but it's going to fall over the rope for 6. Lovely shot. And once Imran, Wasim, Waqar and Aqib had retired, lovely shot. He got the elevation, he got the distance, so he got the runs. Then, of course, we have a battery of pace bowlers. You have Suhail Khan, Junaid Khan, and now you've got Shaheen Shah, Afridi, Usman Shinwari. Muhammad Hasnain is waiting in the wings, and Musa Khan here. And this one is hooked away, going down towards deep square leg. It's it's not fielded. Oops. I think it got away. And then did it touch the ropes? The third umpire will come into action. Third umpire is one of the Yaqubs. This was Abid Ali, the fielder. Not quite sure whether the umpire will
train, sweat, activate.
Hassan Ali and of course Fahim Ashraf, who can bowl fairly quickly at times. I mentioned Junaid Khan and Shaheen Shah Afridi. Pakistan has been well served. It's the spinners where we don't have a regular supply. We started off with part-timers like Abdul Hafiz Kardar and Zulfikar Ahmad and Fahim Ashraf. And then later on Parvez Sajjad. But then we had some very fine off-spinners, perhaps the best in the world. Saqlain Mushtaq and of course is Saeed Ajmal. And of course, remember the leg spinners. Good shot, well fielded, good cricket, and the result is nothing. Leg spinners you have Intikhab Alam. Amir Ilahi was the one we inherited from India because he had played for India as well. India has had a lot of spinners and they didn't have pace bowlers until 1980. In the air, safe, going, and it's gone. 6 runs. one we inherited from India, of course, so he had played for India as well. And if it had not been that 11 players, only 11 can play, then India's had a lot of spinners, played as well. And they didn't have pace bowlers until 1980, 81. Long-serving cricketer. In the air, say, and a colleague of Azhar Khan, Abdul Raqib, one we inherited from India, of course, so he had played for India as well. And if it had not been that 11 players, only 11 can play, then India's had a lot of spinners, played as well. They didn't have pace bowlers until 1980.
Very interestingly, I've been listening to it. Good ball this time. Good comeback by Musa Khan. The shot which Kamran Akmal has played against Musa is an
one we
excellent
inherited
shot.
from
He
India,
picked the
of
length
course, so he had played for India
and
as
the
well.
bounce of the ball so early, and he was in such a good position, and then he just whipped it with his bottom hand, and the pace and the bounce of Musa Khan was such that he timed it to perfection, and there was no chance for the fielder, and went high over square leg boundary for 6. This time on his slot, and Kamran Akmal drive it straight to point. Musa is mixing his full pitch deliveries and short pitch, but Kamran Akmal is such a good player that whenever he finds any opportunity and there is a ball on his slot, he's always ready to play towards extra cover, point or deep mid wicket. Very strong striker of cricket ball.
Good shot. They'll get at least 2. And they settle for 2. I think it's too hot, the weather and the temperature is too high for the batsman to go and run 3 runs. Well, when talking of off spinners, one should not forget Tausif Ahmed, who got 99 wickets in Test cricket. It was a dream debut by him. He wasn't playing on the previous evening, and then he came into the Test side in the next when the Test match started, and he got a lot of wickets as well. Nazir Jr., Mohammad Nazir Jr., remember him? He was a very good off spinner. He got 7 wickets on his Test debut and was given the Man of the Match award, and was carrying it in an envelope, and he says, "What am I supposed to do with it?" I said, "Well, keep it, it's for you." The previous evening, and very great character. This has been great. Hasib Hassan, I must mention, is the off spinner, and Javed Akhtar. Hasib Hassan could turn the ball at right angles, but then he had problems with his shin on the tour to England in 1962. There are lots of versions to that story, but we'll stick to the official one. And then Javed Akhtar was flown in as the off spinner. In the air, over the head of the fielder, down to the third man boundary for 4.
Khurram Manzoor, don't let these deliveries go begging. He's such a ferocious striker of cricket ball that whenever it is in his slot, outside the off stump, allows Sohail Khan to open his arms, and he timed it to perfection. You know, Sohail is mixing his length, but he's not finding that movement of the seam. And offside the off stump, Khurram cuts it so ferociously that there was no time for the fielder to stop. This time he edged it and passed the slip fielder for 4. And this is how luck favors you when he's taken the slip out of, edges it and pass first slip, wide of third man for 4. Another boundary for Khurram Manzoor.
Khurram has had a checkered career for Pakistan. He's played in Test matches for them and in the shorter formats. But for somehow or some reason or the other, he's never been able to cement his position. And then comes back and scores thousands of runs in domestic cricket. It's one of those things for him. Oh, that was excellent. Beautiful delivery by Sohail Khan.
That was the best ball he has bowled up till now. Now he has asked his captain to take the slip. That ball pitched on middle stump and it moved beautifully off the seam. There was a bounce, a shape, a wave against the right-hander, and he opened Khurram Manzoor, who was very lucky not to get a touch. Excellent delivery from Sohail Khan, and the first slip is now in position. This time he played, and now it's a chance between slip and keeper. Adnan Akmal, played uppishly by Khurram Manzoor, edges it, and both the slip fielder and Adnan Akmal went for a catch, and very lucky that it went between the two. Yes, Adnan tried his best, got his fingers, but couldn't hold it properly, and a boundary for first slip is a lucky now in position for Khurram Manzoor.
Very lucky. Technically speaking, that was a chance. Had the ball not touched Adnan's gloves, that would not have been a chance. Sohail Khan. And talking of Adnan Akmal, and we've had a number of wicket keepers. Ah, that's a lovely one. And how did he edge? And this is the edge. The original wicket keeper for Pakistan, remember, Azhar, was Hanif Muhammad. I think he kept in New Delhi and in Lucknow. Tucked away onto the onside. But I mean, he dropped a few chances and Kardar said, this is not your job. And as such, Imtiaz took over the gloves and did a very fine job till the early 60s.
Train, sweat, activate.
Shahid Israr came in for one test match, but Wasim had to be called back. When after that we had Anil Dalpat, Salim Yusuf. I may be missing a few, but then the era of Moin Khan and Rashid Latif. Bari was a tremendous wicketkeeper, but in my books, and you may disagree with me, Rashid Latif was the best wicketkeeper Pakistan has had. And then we've had our other wicketkeepers now. I mean, wicketkeepers came to mind when Adnan Akmal almost held that one.
39 for no loss. 5 overs have been bowled. Khurram Manzoor batting on 26 in 17 deliveries, and Kamran is 13 in 13. So Musa is the bowler. There is some slight adjustment. The side screen. Khurram is happy now, and let's start the proceedings again. Full pitch ball, drive into the covers, no run. The pace of Musa is definitely not providing the width which Khurram Manzoor is always very fond of hitting towards the point or cover region, and there is no movement of the pitch at the moment. It's beautiful track for batting. This is the offside field. Shot, pulled it towards deep square leg. Batsman has won, and easily the second run is being taken. Musa mixing his short deliveries with full pitch up ball. Khurram was not in a position to play that shot. He just managed to tap it. He didn't time it properly. And I think he was beaten by the pace and the bounce of Musa Khan.
Square of the wicket towards the squarish third man. Settle for 1. 42 without loss. The run rate hovering just about to touch 7.5. Not a bad run rate at all. But what the opposition now wants is to separate these two and then go through the others, because we've got a very strong batting lineup. Sami Aslam is there, Saad Ali, Iftikhar Ahmed, Hussain Talat and Ramiz Raja. Ramiz Aziz rather, not Ramiz Raja. Ramiz Aziz, I beg your pardon. Turned away, there is protection in the deep in the form of Sohail Khan. 43 without loss. Now with the 23 probables already invited for the fitness test by the Pakistan Cricket Board and invited to Lahore on the 15th and 16th April, the gloss of this tournament, the shine and sheen of this tournament has been taken off. I'm not quite sure with the philosophy. I don't want to be critical, but I think everyone's a bit surprised. On to the onside. I mean, there are questions that did the selectors panic? What was going on? But anyway, that's their job, not ours. Ours is to keep telling you that it's 44 without loss and we are in the 6th over.
Khurram 30 in 21. And Kamran Akmal facing Musa Khan. 44 for none. Good ball. Making Kamran Akmal to adjust his shot. Defended it properly. After 6, 44. This is Ahmed Shahab, the umpire. A very experienced and on the supplement panel sometime. And we have with us the Chishti Mujahid, who has just mentioned about those 23 players being picked for the fitness test. And I don't know what is the meaning of the fitness test. Do you think so that this fourth game of this tournament has lost its class importance? A lovely ball that again pitched on middle stump, moved away, and batsman was hesitant. He is also signaling that Sohail Khan, who bowled very near to the stumps, that is the ball which I was telling you, Chishti, that he has this ability. He squared the batsman up and beats him all ends up. Excellent delivery, and now Khurram Manzoor need to understand that Sohail Khan, he has played a lot of cricket with Sohail Khan, and he knows the ability of the movement of the seam from Sohail.
Well, if you're an advocate for the fielder, you would say he got an awkward bounce. But I think Sohail is not pleased. He said, what on earth are you doing? Haven't you had lunch? Maybe he has had too much of a lunch. Let's look at that misfield again. I think he got an awkward bounce. Yes. In all fairness to Zishan Malik. But of course, Sohail Khan doesn't understand that. Oh dear, oh no. Come on, Sohail, cheer up. See, every time a pace bowler who comes and grunts at. I look at the umpire that whether it was a no ball or not, because the umpires also shout no ball. "48 without loss." Remember, this is a 50 over a side match. Let's not forget that. Some people say, "Oh, you're still going on playing? What's wrong?" Because they've got used to the 2020. After all, there's life other than 2020. There's a life after 50-50 as well. Those are the test matches. I hope we get an opportunity to have some test matches in Pakistan.
A probing line from Suhail Khan asking Khurram Manzoor to freeze his arm. He's taken a chance bowling outside the off term, and sometimes these shots cost you your wicket. That ball went very close to his edge, trying to square cut, but he has taken himself away from the line of the ball, which is not a right ploy. Whenever you want to cut that ball, you need to be right over the ball, and then you can play your square cut. Khurram is not happy with this shot. 34 in 25, and Suhail is having a little chat with his captain Wahab Riaz, who is on mid-on. So a word of advice from Wahab to Suhail Khan. This time that ball pitched on middle stump, moved a little bit, and Khurram was in two minds, but he defended it properly. If you see the Khurram Manzoor stance, Chishti, he is moving at the crease because he understands that Suhail has the ability to move the ball, so he is disturbing his line and length by just coming into the crease, and moving himself around, and so that he can curtail his swing, which is, based on middle stump.
Good delivery to end the over. 7 bowled. It's 48 without loss.